Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Uncivil Law. For today's edition of Uncivil Law, we're going to learn about the law as it relates to coronavirus. And in order to accomplish that, we are going to learn from the very best attorney there is, Phoenix Wright, ace attorney at law. He will tell us the law as it relates to coronavirus, so we will all become less scared. So we are going to do this now. Part 9 of our apparently never-ending series, where we learn from Phoenix Wright. When we last left the action, I don't know, someone had been accused, someone had been murdered, and the next day the police had arrested someone, and tomorrow they're going to try him for the death penalty, blah, 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 whatever. Coming soon to an American courthouse near you at this pace. Give us all a good opportunity to brush up on our legal practice. Let's do this! Day 5. Episode 5. Rise from the ashes. Day 1. Investigation. Let's do it! Hey, what's wrong, Bambina? You're looking like a doggy that's lost its herd. That's probably doggy in this pronunciation. You're looking like a doggy that's lost its herd. Jake Marshall. Strange guy to put in charge of the crime scene. The victim. There's something I want to ask you. The scene of the crime? A cold grave for men who lost their dreams. And me, I watch over them as they sleep, dreaming of the desert's harsh judgment. You know, as his poetry goes, it's not half bad. He's asleep. Well, should we show this hopeless cause something cash his interest? There's something I want to ask you. Texas is great. Texas is great, and I'm working on putting together this outfit. You know, so on a future stream, I'll be cosplaying as Marshall. Oh yeah. Well, partner, you're fixing to draw me. You best be ready for a shootout. ready to become food for the vultures, compadre? Are you ready, Mr. Wright? Somehow I don't think he's going to help us. Would you mind reading this for me? What's this? I warn you, fan letters to me go right in the spittoon. It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. May we investigate? Gumshoe? All that old cow dog? He holding a birthday party or something? Huh? Look, where it should say letter of introduction, it says invitation. Ah, I think he just miswrote it. Wait, why am I getting all defensive here? No worries, this proves it's from Detective Gumshoe. Better than a blood test. Cute. Guess I better let you in then. Thank you, Officer Marshall. Oh, that's right, he's patrolman, not detective. Which reminds me, hey, wait a second. Isn't a crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective or higher? One would imagine. Well, folks, the clues are calling. Welcome to our gold strike. Be like the seller. Strike out for lands unknown. Manifest destiny. Let's have a hootenanny. Note to self, police investigations are like settling land. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? I say I won't be needing this anymore. Detective Gumshoe's a little introduction, crumpled and discarded. No respect. What's this? Looks like a note of some sort. It sure does. Looks something's written on it. 7-S 6-7S 12/2. 12/2 could be a date. 6-7S could be a lot of things, I suppose. Shoe size or floor. Room number. There's a name print on the paper about that. Goodman. Maybe he fell out of his pocket when he was killed. Well, so what does it mean, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Note to self. For deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not Wright. Hey! I'm sure Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either. He might have a better idea. What's with this chalk outline? You see, what's with this chalk outline coming out of the trunk of the car? What is this chalk outline chalked on? And this chalk outline is chalk sitting suspended in midair, or something. This is great. This rope, isn't it? Yep. They laid out the outline of the victim's body. How do they leave the rope to stay put? So wait, the victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him. You've got to be the only person I know that would come to that conclusion. This looks like a cell phone. Well, that's a pretty big clue, usually. Scientific analysis would suggest this belonged to the victim. I can't think of anyone else it could belong to. The perpetrator? A random person? It just happened to be there for no particular reason? What's so scientific about that? Should we check it out? Sure. Right, let's check it out. This phone's still on the redial screen. Redial? Mr. Wright. Most phones keep a record of all the calls you've made and received. You just press the blue button to display the last number you called. Convenient, isn't it? I'm surprised you didn't know about it. Sorry to disappoint you, but I even know about things like redial. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just you never know with people from your generation. I'm like 5 years older than you. Whatever, let's check this out. Now let's see who the owner of the cell phone called last. Note to self, a defense attorney doesn't think first, he just pushes the button. Hey, that song. I know that. Hey, what's going on over there? Ah, oh, sorry. I see you, partner. You pressed redial on that phone, didn't you? They called the marshal, that was his ringtone? Great. Oh, well, yeah. Whose phone is this anyway? It's on the ground over there. Whose is it? That belongs to Chief Prospector Sky. What? It's my sister's. She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody right after the crime. Look, the last call was made right when the murder occurred. It looks like she was fixing to call someone. Except she only spoke for a few seconds according to this. Who'd she call? No idea. Sorry, partner. Now I got a question for you, partner. I heard phone ringing just now. One of those newfangled ringtones. Oh, that? Oh. I'm sorry, that was my phone. What? Your phone? Yeah, it's kind of strange, but someone called me right as we picked up the other phone, a wrong number. Well, Jesus, you're an idiot, aren't you, Phoenix? You're a complete idiot. You are a total idiot. Well, but, you know, not exactly new information to us. Yeah. Yes, you are in time, forever small. I'm not sure that's good, but, you know, it's a thing that's happened. You are, in fact, in time. Yes. I hope you're not lying. They shoot you in Texas for that in Texas, partner. I hope not. Uh-oh, I've incited the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman. Yeah, a lawyer playing Phoenix Wright. Yes, we're on part 9. We're on part 9 of our never-ending series. Lawyer plays Phoenix Wright. The crime took place in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. Quite a luxury car. It screams, I just have money to burn. Yeah, prosecutors get the big bucks. No, they don't. Prosecutors get nothing. Prosecutors get shafted. Well, welcome to being a new sub, Crash. We're glad to have you here, as we enjoy my pain together. In Japan, prosecutors are paid very well. Noted. Okay, well, in Japan, prosecutors are paid very well. Okay. B block is through there. That's where visitors park. I can see the Lunchland car there, far in the distance. Here, right? I like the cute design on the door. I can see a cartoon cow munching down on a juicy-looking steak. Cannibalism. Doesn't that strike you as a little creepy? Yeah, apparently it's higher than that, ZXB. Apparently it's like 99.8% or something like that. Just don't think too deeply about it and you'll be fine. Hey, a chessboard. I'm not too up on my chess, but it looks like blue's in a bit of a tight spot. Depends who's turning it. The red knight have surrounded the blue pawn. Those horses are mounted knights. Their swords have really sharp edges. Kill me. And check out that poor pawn. His head is kind of spiky. Kind of reminds me of you. Yeah, I know, but isn't the point to surround the king? No, it's really not. That's not the point of chess. At all. What's this? It looks like a shield of some kind. It's broken. Maybe it's made of chocolate and its owner took a bite out of it. It appears to be bronze with gold plating. It's not worth much. Hi, Forever Small. Forever small. Forever small. Forever small. Forever small. Yeah. Welcome to the chat. What an amazing boutique. No kidding. There's a card on it. Back from the dead, Wendy. Wendy. I've heard that name somewhere before. And here beside it, a giant steel samurai. Wow, I want one, huh? There's something written on the bottom of his foot. Between a rock and a hard place, Wendy. That's what she said. Hey, yo. Is it the prosecutor of this office named Wendy? I don't think so. A work desk. It's quite tidy, as one might expect. What a nice desk. Easy to use and easy on the eyes. It's polished so well, I can see in my own reflection. I prefer not to look at myself while I'm at work. These are case files. It would be really weird. Well, it'd be a little weird to have that many case files in a prosecutor's office and have them, in a file room. They look more like law books to me, which would be a little less odd, but more odd these days because a lot of prosecutors don't use books anymore. Glad to have you here. My channel is awesome. We cover the story those other law channels are afraid to cover. What a soft and comfy sofa. It makes you want to say sofa so good. Sofa so far. Yeah, I got it. I'm glad she's not an aspiring comedian. Oh yeah, the last of Stupid Letter Time was interesting. That pushed me. That pushed me into places, man. I still have nightmares. It's not what the case says. It's not what the case says. It's not the right answer. Let's go. Now, everyone's favorite part of the game. I try to figure out what the game wants me to do. Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambina? So why are you in charge? No reason. We're just short on hands right now. I'm keeping an eye out in the meantime. short-handed for a murder? That's odd, though. Detective Gumshoe is saying he had nothing to do. Nothing important, at least. He's nothing but a sad old call dog. Can't find his tail. Maybe it's because he runs with that Edgeworth, eh? Edgeworth. That cow dog's been kicked out of his cattle rung by order of Chief of Police. Just he doesn't realize it yet. Officer Marshall, could you tell us about the victim? Good men always die young. Remember that, partner. Could you be a little more specific? Bruce Goodman. He's a detective, right? Well, well, aren't you a fancy dokey there now? Detective Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15. The smiling Madonna told me the tale. Who's Madonna? The prosecutor? Who's the suspect? Oh, the witness. Okay. Angel Star. Is Madonna properly capitalized in this sentence? I have to think about it. One stab at chest, a fine piece of work. This here's the autopsy report. Was my sister involved with the victim in any way? Funny you should mention that, Bambina. Chief Prospector, Sky and Detective Goodman have nothing in common at all. Nothing in common? They apparently worked together on a case a few years back. Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective. That's one reason why I didn't do much work with the Chief Prospector. Prosecutor. Chief Prosecutor. My sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here, to this parking lot? So it seems. Like calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon. On a cell phone. So there's no connection between Detective Goodman and my sister. That's correct, but there's a goldmine of evidence against her. They have more against her than they've had in a lot of these cases, that's for sure. And the prospector tomorrow is none other than Edgeworth himself. Prosecutor. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambina. Oh yes, because we've never won a trial against Edgeworth before. Many condolences. Officer Marshall. Yeah, Bambina? How can you say that? You and my sister, you were... I apologize, Bambina. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's that dry wind that's blowing through the prospector's office. Well, yeah, if they were romantically involved, your motive is pretty much set for you. You know, romantic involvement will get you pretty far in motive. Suspicions around Mr. Edgeworth have been flying around for nearly 2 years. Yeah, we thought he killed a guy. It's a very complicated case. Forged evidence and arranging testimonies, you mean? He was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. When that includes forging evidence and causing witnesses to testify falsely, that's a crime. Unbeatable, that is, until he met you. But rumors are just rumors, aren't they? There are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them. Not the way the trials in this whatever jurisdiction go. Not really. Evidence isn't so much what matters to them as much as conjecture, speculation, and a devil-may-care face in the evidence or something. It's not really so much evidence as the opposite of those things. If you follow the rumors about Edgeworth to the source, you find one person, but they're off limits, untouchable, you might say. Who is it? The Emperor? One person? Who? Hate to say this, but it's your sister, Bambina. Chief Prospector Lana Sky. What, my sister? Edgeworth couldn't wrestle that castle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets. Some people load them with deals. What you're saying, Edgeworth is trying to make deals to win? Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. Not if you're using blanks. That's what the old-timers say. There's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it. So, well, how are things doing, Mr. Wright? I guess we got some clues. We have an autopsy report, a note from the victim, and a cell phone. So you think we'll be okay? I think we're totally screwed. Well, the only thing that's still bothering me is Lana is confessing to the crime. Confessions are nice as a prosecutor. They're always nice to have. Yeah, confessions are nice. She said she did it. No problem. I can guarantee she's not the criminal. Oh, by the way, Emma, yes? I know that song your phone plays when it rings. What? It's the Steel Samurai theme music song, isn't it? That popular TV show for kids. This phone rang earlier, wasn't mine. It was yours. Well, that makes sense. She would call her own sister, right? At 5:18, just after the murder took place, your sister called you, didn't she, Emma? I'm sorry. Can you tell me what you talked about? She hung up right away. Yes, I will, of course, always solicit your super chats, especially on these little casual streams. If you donate $5 or something, you can ask me questions, and I'll try giving a half decent answer or something. So we'll try to make it a little educational or something. Save your progress, sure, why not? We'll save our progress. Day 2, Trial Former. February the 23rd, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. How'd the investigation go, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there's still a lot of gray areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. You're an idiot. Everyone in this game is stupid, including Phoenix. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Well, since I've won my last 4 murder trials, and I'm apparently the best damn defense attorney in the history of Japan, maybe I don't need advice. Despite the fact that, the first murder trial is my first case. I'm the greatest, apparently. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to trial because they're suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. What does one thing have to do with the other? What do those two statements have to do with each other? You should never believe the defendant. The defendant is suspected of wrongdoing. These two statements interrelate because of... Okay. Miss Sky, you... You remind me a lot of me. There's one decisive difference between you and her. You're a prosecutor, and that is, you're not a defense attorney. Ha 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 ha, very funny. It's almost time for a trial. I mean, that was actually a pretty nice little smackdown. That was actually a pretty nice little smackdown there. There's one difference. You're not a defense attorney. Smack. Ah! Yeah, that's a very good little diss in this situation. Good luck, Mr. Wright. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. Can you not? Can you not be with me the whole way? That'd be helpful. February 23rd, 10 o'clock. District Court. Courtroom number 9. And we're back before this judge, who apparently is the only judge in Japan. Or something. The court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. We're not even close to ready, but that's okay. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of those around me who say, well, that's what a prosecutor should do. You know. The judgment is to be made in our hands, not those of anyone else. Okay. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, she's rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Wow, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Well then, call your first witness. Can I finish my opening statement? Can I, actually, have an opening statement? Also, as a defense attorney, I'd like to have an opening statement. That would also be nice. Just an idea. The prosecution calls its first witness, Angela Starr, to the stand. The cough-up queen? Her name is Angela Starr, and she has a nickname as the cough-up queen? That doesn't sound suspicious in any way. Haven't I seen you somewhere? You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Ho ho, caviar. I've never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down. And for you, I have a fiesta bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? Ah, and you, sir. Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It's too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how's it taste? Kill me. So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the hell does pickled tapioca taste like? That's a good question. Name. Profession. Now. Me? The name is Angela Starr. Don't go forgetting it. As much as I wish. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? It's a start. Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. It's a direct question. It has no foundation. Not that you need it. I mean, this is more like a trial tactic issue than an evidentiary issue, right? Please describe would be a valid question. But, you kind of want to, lead up to this a little bit. You just don't want to come right out. You know, you need a little bit of foundation for the sake of who's ever supposed to be finding the facts of this. The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Kill me. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Okay, now, all right. I don't know how they do things in Japan or whatever fictional legal system this is supposed to be, but in America, you get to call your witnesses in any order that you see fit. So, like, it depends. Perfect. It just depends on the prosecutor, and probably it depends a little bit on their case and what they think is the right way to go. All right. So, if you're prosecuting a murder, there's probably a whole bunch of people you could call first, depending on what kind of evidence you have. You could call a coroner to do the autopsy stuff. You could call like the person who initially found the scene or heard the initial call. If there's an eyewitness, someone for the videotape. There's probably quite a few people you could call. And you can just pick whatever order you want, depending on the story you want to tell. This is a lot of storytelling and the flow of the story. And you want to have like story like arcs and everything. So like, could you call the eyewitness first? Sure. That'd be a good place to start. As Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. I'm becoming more and more suspicious of her calling herself a professional with every passing moment. Does she mean professional or does she mean professional? Is she a professional girl? Huh, and what exactly does that mean? Well, if you say that a woman is a professional girl, it does kind of have a specific meaning. Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. I don't know if I'm reassured by that, but okay. She's a first-rate homicide detective. Okay. What? Miss Star was a detective? Oh! I know who you are. Cough up. Cough up Queen Angela Star, Your Honor. Cough up Queen Angela Star, professional. Yeah, these terms, when put together, raise a very different connotation to my mind. Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Starr. Just who is this lady? Well, apparently her name is Angela Starr, and she's a cough-up queen, and she's a professional. It might have been the court's attention over here. The parking lot of the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's personnel. A block. Sorry, not a block. A block. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor spaces. The crime took place in a car in the back of A block in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with a knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness, and an arrest was made on the spot. And who was this valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. A former homicide detective. Which I suppose, if a former homicide detective decided to turn into a person who sells lunches, one of the places she might sell lunches is at her former, place, because those people need lunches. So, I say this in the context of the Phoenix Wright series, so we have to adjust accordingly. But it's not the most absurd thing I've heard. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. It does seem rather cut and dry, does it? A little bit. Well, Mr. Wright, I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor losers are willing to accept the truth, Your Honor. Does she know how a defense lawyer works? Does she understand what defense lawyers do? Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? If you can, give them your worst, Miss Star. How about just tell us what you freaking observed? Like a witness. How about that? Wait, are they talking about me? Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Guzman's chest. It's pretty good evidence. Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching. As you can see, there's no room for doubt. I bet you there is. I bet you there is. The key point of your testimony seemed to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed in Detective Goodman. So how does it feel being so utterly crushed? I don't know. I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Well, thank God for that. Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. Press it. How'd you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime. Yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunchboy's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they're used to erasing inconvenience evidence at their whim, killing off a detective who knew too much is merely an extension of that. Well, she's a little jaded. Maybe that goes to why she's no longer a detective. Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I found my dream job when I became an investigator. I haven't been laid off by other prosecutors over there. I'd still be one. Laid off? To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I'm a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless. Very well. You may continue, Miss Starr. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. Press it. His boyfriend. He's the detective? Not that boyfriend. The security guard. That boyfriend? You have several? Yes. This boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend's position is still open for applicants. I'll stick with lunches, thanks. Note this up, the judge had to think before replying. The security guard room is in the lot, in A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there. That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finely detective senses at work. You sensed something. You had the premonition of a murder. It felt like, how would you say, oh yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. Alright. Okay. I would like us all to take a moment. I'd like us all to take a moment and do a little visual exercise. Just a little visual exercise, okay? Everyone close your eyes. Close your eyes. Alright? And envision a pumpkin. It's full of seeds. How do you feel? How do you feel? I have no idea what that means. Speaking of detective's intuition, wasn't the victim Mr. Bruce Goodman also a detective? Yes, she was like a young cheese. A young cheese? A pale white cheese, not yet tanging on experience with the streets, a greenhorn. That must be hard, yellow and sharp as attack. You have the odor of an old cheese to match. In any case, there in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. Through the wire face, I saw the chintzy prosecutor next to a garish car. By garish, you mean? Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes. Mr. Edgeworth? Incidentally, the knife which with the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's. Wasn't it? Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. Well, thank you for noticing. Slow clap for the judge for finally noticing things are a little weird. And the person you saw, you're sure it was the defendant? I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her. Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick. Witness! In your testimony, you clearly state the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, this will be good, you are a biased witness. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Huh, rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. It's my job to doubt you. As a professional. I'll fry you like a fritter. Crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. She loves her food analogies. And the woman loves her food analogies. I guess she was born for her current job, man. She loves the food, man. That was inspiring. I believe I heard that tagline. You could cry plagiarism. I may be relegated to lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. A photograph. You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snapped. I took a picture. You just happen to have a camera available? What is this? In fact, one of my lunch boxes is rigged with a camera. Why? Witness. Why am I always seeing this photograph just now? That's a good question. Well, I'll tell you the answer to that, Edgeworth. I'll tell you the answer. You want to know the answer? Here's the answer. You guys need more than like 1 day to do your investigations. You think I showed to you a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Uh-oh, that's unmistakably Lana Skye. So what was the defendant doing at the time? The chief prosecutor was holding a witness in her knife in her right hand. Tell me more about this knife the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. That's pretty small for a knife. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? Is that your knife? Yes, that's about right. Prosecutors are by nature well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean a person. Perhaps chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor? Probably not. So the defendant was holding a knife. What then? Sean asked, who's the witness here? Her or Edgeworth? Yes. Also, the judge, Phoenix, the jury, and everyone else. They're all the witness at the same time. Because Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. Then she thrusts the pointed tip of the nightman into the chest. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. I did see you raise the knife to strike. Well, you were on the wrong side of the fence. I know the answer to this. The defense has a point. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Too late? Yes. The next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. Yeah, maybe we should just go over the federal rules of evidence. We'll just go over the entire federal rules of evidence. I guarantee there are more than 2 of them. I see. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, the star's testimony is flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me. What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? This is a photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? And why was this guy not holding a knife? Nice. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. It was taken the moment after the stabbing. How can you tell that? Is it blood spatter? See the crimson stains? But it's black and white photograph. Yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, she took the photograph the moment she witnessed the crime. You know, I actually had this come up once, and like had this exact argument, and my argument was basically, I was on the flip side of this argument, and I was like, they didn't mean it that precisely. So I've actually had this argument before. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it. If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try wearing jumbo size lunch from the get-go. I didn't have time to stop her. House security guards cold calculating like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was premeditated murder. That is a bit of a conclusion. How do you know? Look at Chief Prosco's hand. Well, are those gloves? The pizza's okay. Pizza's not bad. Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why did she have this on? They look like regular gloves to me. Look like OJ gloves. It's not premeditated. She should not be wearing those gloves, unless you know she wears them to drive, and she actually uses the glove compartment in her car for actual gloves. She's that old school. So unless she's that person. Warg! These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder, a serious offense. Kinda. Witness, add this to your testimony. The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it. Any other rubber? Oh, she's just in the habit of wearing gloves. Like driving gloves. Gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves, the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when Chief Prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do the murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Well, no, it's the only possible conclusion, but certainly a possible conclusion. And even maybe the most likely conclusion. Everything was planned. It was premeditated. Objection goes to the ultimate issue to be decided by the jury. Also, objection, opinion. So, you know. But I'm a professional. No. Arg. Impressive. I'm sorry they took your force, Miss Starr. She can prove this claim. The trial's all over. It's only... I'm running out of stuff. I don't know. give up. I give up. I like playing games that are fun. I don't like playing games that just, this isn't fun. This isn't fun. There's nothing for me to do here. Yeah, this isn't fun. Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of Uncivil Law. Thank you for joining us. We'll have some more stuff later. What day is it today, anyway? It is Tuesday? I don't know. So we'll be on later, I suppose. Yeah. All right. I'm out. Bye.